Hello everyone! Welcome back to English Talking Practice. I'm Lily and I'm thrilled to have you joining us for another amazing lesson.
And I'm David. Hey there, friends. Today's topic is something that's going to transform how you communicate in English.
David, how are you feeling today? You seem really energized.
I'm doing fantastic, Lily. Actually, I just came from a meeting where I finally felt confident sharing my opinion in English, and it felt incredible. That's exactly why I'm so pumped about today's lesson.
Oh, that's wonderful. I remember when you used to struggle with that. What changed?
You know what? I stopped trying to be so formal and started using natural phrases that native speakers actually use. It made such a difference.
That's perfect timing because today we're teaching everyone exactly that, how to express your opinion in English naturally. Not textbook English, but real conversational English.
Right, because here's the thing. Many learners know how to say, I think, over and over, but native speakers use so many different expressions to share opinions.
Exactly. And when you only use I think, you sound repetitive and basic. But when you use varied, natural phrases, you sound confident and fluent.
Plus, there are different ways to express strong opinions versus weak opinions, agree versus disagree, and how to be polite when you think someone is completely wrong.
All of this matters so much in real conversations, work meetings, discussions with friends, even casual chats. If you want to sound natural when sharing your views, subscribe right now.
Yes, hit that subscribe button. We teach English the way it's actually spoken, not the way textbooks pretend it's spoken.
So, David, tell me more about this meeting. What happened that made you feel so confident?
Okay, so we were discussing a new project approach, and everyone was agreeing with the manager's plan, but I thought there was a potential problem nobody was seeing.
Oh, that's a tricky situation. How did you express your different opinion without seeming rude or negative?
That's exactly where knowing natural phrases helped. Instead of saying, I think you're wrong, which sounds harsh, I said, I see your point, but have we considered? It opened up discussion without creating conflict.
That's brilliant. You acknowledged their perspective before presenting yours. That's such an important skill.
Right, and then I used phrases like, from my perspective, and the way I see it, instead of just repeating, I think, 5 times. It made me sound more thoughtful and professional.
I love that. And did people listen to your opinion?
They did. In fact, the manager said, that's a valid point, and we adjusted the plan. I felt so proud that I could contribute meaningfully to the discussion.
That's amazing. And that's exactly what we want for everyone watching, the confidence and language to share opinions effectively.
Before we dive deeper, if you've ever stayed silent in a conversation because you didn't know how to express your opinion naturally, give this video a like.
Yes, your likes tell us you need more practical lessons like this. Now let's start teaching the natural phrases for expressing opinions.
Let's begin with informal, casual ways to share your opinion with friends or in relaxed situations.
You can say, I think. Yes, this is basic, but it's still useful. Just don't overuse it.
Or, I feel like. This is actually more common in casual conversation than I think. It sounds softer and more natural.
You might say, in my opinion, this is slightly more formal but still common.
Or, if you ask me, this is casual and emphasizes that it's your personal view.
You can say, personally, I believe. This stresses it's your individual perspective.
Or, the way I see it, this is natural and conversational.
You might say, from my perspective, this sounds thoughtful and considered.
Or, I'm of the opinion that. This is more formal but still natural.
Now, let's learn phrases for expressing strong opinions when you feel certain about something.
You can say, I'm absolutely certain that. This shows complete confidence.
Or, I'm convinced that. Convinced means you strongly believe something is true.
You might say, without a doubt. This means you have zero uncertainty.
Or, I firmly believe that. Firmly shows your opinion is solid and won't easily change.
You can say, there's no question that. This states something as near fact in your view.
Or, I strongly feel that. This emphasizes the intensity of your opinion.
You might say, I have no doubt that. Similar to without a doubt, shows certainty.
Or, to be honest, this often introduces a strong, genuine opinion.
Now, let's learn phrases for expressing tentative opinions when you're not completely sure.
You can say, I'm not entirely sure, but this shows uncertainty while still contributing.
Or, I could be wrong, but this is humble and opens room for discussion.
You might say, I tend to think that. Tend to means you usually or generally lean that direction.
Or, it seems to me that. This is softer than stating something as absolute fact.
You might say, I get the impression that. Impression means your general feeling about something.
Or, as far as I can tell, this acknowledges you might not have complete information.
You might say, I suppose. This is casual and shows mild agreement or uncertain opinion.
Or, I guess, very casual, shows you're offering an opinion but not strongly.
Let's practice a dialogue where people are sharing different opinions naturally. I'll start a discussion, you disagree politely.
Perfect. This shows real conversational flow. Go ahead, Lily.
So, David, I've been thinking about this. I really believe that working from home is better than working in an office. People are more productive and happier.
I see where you're coming from, but I'm not entirely convinced. From my perspective, it depends on the person and the type of work.
Oh, really? What makes you say that? I'm curious about your viewpoint.
Well, in my experience, some people thrive with the structure of an office. They struggle with distractions at home, or they feel isolated without colleague interaction.
That's a fair point. I hadn't really considered the social aspect. But don't you think the flexibility of remote work outweighs those challenges?
I can see your point, but the way I see it, not everyone has a good home setup. Some people live in small apartments or have roommates making noise.
You're right about that. I suppose I was thinking about it from my own situation, where I have a quiet home office.
Exactly. And here's another thing. If you ask me, certain types of work require in-person collaboration, creative brainstorming, training new employees, building team relations.
I have to admit, you make some valid arguments. Maybe my opinion was too one-sided. Perhaps a hybrid model makes the most sense?
Now that I can agree with. I think hybrid work is probably the best solution for most companies. It gives flexibility while maintaining some in-person connection.
See, we started with different opinions, and through discussion, we found common ground. That's how healthy debate works.
Exactly. Neither of us got defensive, we listened to each other, and we both refined our thinking.
That was such a natural example of expressing and discussing different opinions.
Now, let's learn phrases for agreeing with someone's opinion.
You can say, I agree with you. Simple and clear.
Or, I completely agree. This emphasizes full agreement.
You might say, that's exactly what I think. This shows your opinions align perfectly.
Or, you're absolutely right. This validates their opinion strongly.
You can say, I couldn't agree more. This means you agree as much as possible.
Or, that's a good point. This acknowledges a specific valid argument.
You might say, I see it the same way. This shows shared perspective.
Or, my thoughts exactly. Very casual, shows you were thinking the same thing.
Now let's learn phrases for disagreeing politely without offending people.
You can say, I see your point, but this acknowledges their view before presenting yours.
Or, I understand what you're saying, however, similar structure shows respect.
You might say, I respectfully disagree. This is formal and polite.
Or, I'm not sure I agree with that. This is gentle disagreement.
You can say, I see it differently. This doesn't say they're wrong, just different views.
Or, I'm afraid I can't agree with that. Polite but clear disagreement.
You might say, I take your point, but this shows you heard them before disagreeing.
Or, with all due respect, this precedes disagreement in formal situations.
Now, let's learn phrases for asking for others' opinions.
You can ask, "What do you think?" Simple and direct.
Or, what's your opinion on this? Slightly more formal.
You might ask, "How do you feel about this?" This invites emotional perspective too.
Or, what's your take on this? Take means opinion or perspective. Very casual.
You can ask, "Do you have any thoughts on this?" Open-ended invitation.
Or, what are your views about this? Views means opinions.
You might ask, "Where do you stand on this issue?" Stand means position or opinion.
Or, I'd love to hear your perspective on this. This shows genuine interest.
Let's practice another dialogue, this time in a work meeting where we need to be more professional.
Good. Professional settings require slightly different language. You lead the meeting, I'll participate.
All right, everyone, we're here to discuss the new marketing strategy. I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts. David, what's your take on the proposed social media approach?
Thanks for asking, Lily. From my perspective, the strategy has strong potential, but I have some concerns about the budget allocation.
That's a valid point. Can you elaborate on your concerns?
Certainly. The way I see it, we're investing heavily in paid advertising, but I'm not entirely convinced that's where we'll get the best return on investment.
Interesting. What would you suggest instead?
In my opinion, we should redirect some of that budget toward organic content creation. I firmly believe that building authentic engagement will serve us better long term.
I appreciate that perspective. Does anyone else have thoughts on this?
Actually, I'd be curious to hear what the team thinks. I could be wrong, but it seems to me that our audience responds better to authentic content than ads.
Those are compelling arguments. Let me share my view. I see your point about organic content. However, I'm of the opinion that we need the immediate visibility that paid ads provide.
That's a fair counterpoint. Perhaps we're both right. What if we took a hybrid approach?
I'm listening. Tell me more about what you're envisioning.
What if we allocated 60% to organic content development and 40% to targeted paid campaigns? That way we build long-term engagement while still getting short-term visibility.
You know what? I think that's an excellent compromise. It addresses both our concerns. Does that approach make sense to everyone?
I'm completely on board with that plan.
Perfect. Let's move forward with that strategy then.
Excellent professional dialogue. Notice how we disagreed but found a solution together.
Now let's learn phrases for expressing neutral or balanced opinions.
You can say, I can see both sides. This shows you understand multiple perspectives.
Or, there are pros and cons to both options. This acknowledges advantages and disadvantages.
You might say, it's not black and white. This means the issue isn't simple or clear-cut.
Or, I'm on the fence about this. Being on the fence means you're undecided.
You can say, I have mixed feelings about this. Mixed feelings means you're torn between different views.
Or, I'm torn on this issue. Torn means divided, unable to decide.
You might say, I take merit in both arguments. Merit means value or worth.
Or, each perspective has its strengths. This validates different viewpoints.
Now let's learn transition phrases for presenting supporting reasons.
You can say, here's why I think that. This introduces your reasoning.
Or, the reason I say that is, this explains your opinion.
You might say, let me explain my thinking. This invites people to understand your perspective.
Or, my reasoning is based on, this grounds your opinion in evidence or experience.
You can say, for example, this provides specific support.
Or, to illustrate my point, this introduces an example or story.
You might say, from my experience, this bases opinion on personal knowledge.
Or, based on what I've seen, this grounds opinion in observation.
Before vocabulary, make sure you're subscribed. We teach practical English for real conversations.
Now let's learn essential vocabulary about opinions and discussions.
First word, Opinion.
An opinion is a personal view, belief, or judgment about something, not necessarily based on fact.
Example, everyone has a different opinion about the best way to learn English.
Perfect. Next word, perspective.
Perspective is a particular way of viewing or considering something, your angle or viewpoint.
Example, from a teacher's perspective, homework is essential, but students might see it differently.
Great. Next word, viewpoint.
A viewpoint is a position from which you consider something, similar to perspective.
Example, we need to consider this issue from multiple viewpoints before making a decision.
Excellent. Next word, stance.
A stance is a position or attitude toward something, especially a controversial issue.
What's your stance on remote work? Are you for it or against it?
Perfect. Next word, conviction.
A conviction is a firmly held belief or opinion, something you're certain about.
Example, she spoke with such conviction that everyone believed her argument.
Great. Next word, bias.
Bias is a tendency to favor one view over another, often unfairly, based on personal feelings.
Example, we should try to recognize our own biases when forming opinions.
Excellent. Next word, objective.
Objective means based on facts without personal feelings or opinions influencing judgment.
Example, try to be objective when evaluating the two options, not emotional.
Perfect. Next word, subjective.
Subjective means based on personal feelings, opinions, or preferences rather than facts.
Example, art is subjective. What I think is beautiful, you might not like.
Great. Next word, debate.
A debate is a formal discussion where people express opposing views on a topic.
Example, the debate about climate change continues in many countries.
Excellent. Next word, argument.
An argument is a reason or set of reasons given to support an opinion or position.
She made a strong argument for why we should change our approach.
Perfect. Next word, counter-argument.
A counter-argument is a reason or point that opposes another argument.
Example, for every argument he made, she had a solid counter-argument.
Great. Next word, consensus.
Consensus is general agreement among a group of people.
Example, we couldn't reach a consensus, so we decided to vote instead.
Excellent. Next word, compromise.
A compromise is an agreement where each side gives up something to reach a solution.
Example, we reached a compromise that satisfied both departments.
Perfect. Next word, persuade.
To persuade means to convince someone to believe or do something through reasoning.
Example, she persuaded me to try the new restaurant with her compelling description.
Great. Last word, validate.
To validate means to recognize or affirm that something is true, reasonable, or acceptable.
Example, he validated my opinion by agreeing that my concerns were reasonable.
Wonderful vocabulary. Let's review everything we learned.
This was such a practical lesson.
We learned casual phrases for expressing opinions like I feel like and the way I see it.
We practiced phrases for strong opinions versus tentative opinions.
We learned natural ways to agree with people politely and enthusiastically.
We learned diplomatic ways to disagree without causing offense.
We practiced 2 complete dialogues, casual discussion and professional meeting.
We learned phrases for asking others' opinions and inviting discussion.
We learned how to express neutral or balanced views when you see multiple sides.
And we reviewed 15 essential vocabulary words about opinions and discussions.
The key takeaway, stop saying I think repeatedly. Use varied, natural phrases to sound fluent.
And remember, expressing opinions isn't about being right, it's about contributing to discussion and understanding different perspectives.
Now, your challenge.
Think about something you have an opinion on, any topic. Practice expressing that opinion using 3 different phrases from today.
Then write in the comments, I practiced expressing my opinion about blank using natural phrases.
You don't have to share the specific opinion if it's personal. Just tell us you practiced.
This builds variety in your speaking and makes you sound more natural.
Now, our question of the day.
Our question of the day is, what's a topic you always have a strong opinion about?
Maybe, I always have a strong opinion about education because I'm passionate about learning.
Or, I have strong opinions about food because I love cooking and trying new things.
Or, I'm passionate about environmental issues and always have opinions about sustainability.
Share your answer. We love learning what matters to you.
Time to wrap up.
My final thought, having opinions is important, but expressing them respectfully is even more important.
And my message, don't be afraid to share your views. Your perspective adds value to every conversation.
If this lesson helped you express opinions more naturally, give us a like.
Subscribe to English Talking Practice for more real conversational English.
Thank you for learning with us today.
You now have the tools to share your thoughts confidently and naturally.
Speak up, share your views, and contribute to discussions.
Your opinion matters. Express it well.
Until next time, keep learning and keep sharing.
Take care, everyone. See you in the next lesson.
Goodbye. May your opinions always be heard. See you soon on English Talking Practice.